What's the total
Right.
amount of the contract? The total amount.
They submitted 11,000,
And you
then I
put 10 on
submitted
top.
at 21.
20. So you still doubled it. Okay, so
I did.
You did
Yeah.
perfect. What's up, guys? We have another Winner's Circle call. So I wanted to just take the time to introduce you guys and do some review and talk over some of our students who won contracts. So we have some folks here who won some contracts, had some recent success. Let's start with Miss Letitia. So Miss Letitia,
Hey.
tell us about yourself. What do you do?
I'm very, very new to this. I just started April 1. I guess I didn't have a real full idea of what this was because I was like, oh, I'm doing this full time. My job is stressing me out. Let me leave my job. And then when I started doing it, I was like, okay, let me start winning these contracts really quick. And then they were like, you didn't get it. You didn't get it. I was like, oh my God, I better go back to work, But I do have a cushion because I do partner with my aunt doing this. So we do it together. So I do have my savings, and then I have, some supplemental income. So I got a little bit of cushion, but I needed things to start working out. So I come from not anything to do with the government, but more medical. I've been clinical underwriter. I process DOT medical physicals, TB tests, compliance for healthcare services, hospitals, things like that. Background screening is where I came from. And before that, I was with Blue Cross and Blue Shield for 14 years as a medical underwriter.
So how did you hear about this? How did you hear about government?
Well, what happens is my aunt, I believe she had heard something about you. Maybe it was on YouTube and I think she flew to Chicago to sit with you on one day.
All the way from California.
All the way from California.
All the way from California. Yes. When I was doing the live in-person trainings a while back, I mean, that was like almost, I don't know, over a year ago. Yes, she was the one who bought a ticket the day before and flew from California to Chicago to meet up with me. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So she did.
She came to me.
She was on fire about it. She's excited, but she had found it was difficult for her because she works for University of California to work her full-time job and do this. She's just too busy. So she kept telling me about it. I was like, oh yeah, that's so cool. That sounds nice, but I wasn't really interested, So I was like, no, I don't really want to do anything like that, But so she came out last July, for the 4th. So she started showing me your videos, and you start talking about it, and you were so personable, make you want to listen to you, which is so crazy. Because I'm just like, nah, I don't know about this guy, this YouTube stuff, that is all a scam. Somebody telling you, oh yeah, you can make this, $60,000 a year. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's just happening every day, But the more I started to listen and learn, and then she signed me up for the master class. So then I started listening and getting the skills and doing my modules and understanding how it works. So I was like, okay, you know what? This does sound interesting. So it was really began to intrigue me a little bit. So I said, you know what? Let me invest some time into it. So I was like, okay, let me try it out. So other than like a lot of reading, I know it's doable. So I did my first 2 proposals. I was so excited. I think I emailed you both times. Yeah. And I was like, Wes, I submitted a proposal. You're like, okay. You were like, okay. You were probably like, okay, girl, you know what? Every time.
Like, congratulations. Go ahead, submit the next one.
And you kept saying, keep going. So then I submitted another proposal. I messaged you again. And I was like, look, girl, you're gonna submit 60 proposals and tell me every time. So anyways, I did those. So I didn't get those. I was not awarded those contracts. So then I was frustrated.
So you submitted 2, didn't win, you got a little frustrated. After submitting 2.
I did. And I was like, you know what, this ain't right. So I kept, doing my proposals. I kept submitting. So I went to class that upcoming Tuesday, and I was talking to the coaches, and I was like, guys, I have to be honest with you. I was a little crushed, because after you're dealing with subs and talking to them, and I think I over personalized it, getting to know them.
Falling in love with the opportunity.
Yeah, and started talking to them, and like, man, I want this for them. So then when I didn't get awarded, and then that phone call to tell them that they didn't get it, I was just like, I think I'm too sensitive for this work. So then my very next proposal I submitted, and I got it. And I was like, oh my God, God. So I just kept saying, like the girls was like, just keep going, just keep submitting, don't stop, just keep working hard at it. So they really lifted me up and encouraged me. Then I'm speaking with you. But the girls was like, Letitia, just keep going, just keep going. So then I got that third one, which leads me to why I'm here. And I won that contract.
Wow.
Which
so you submitted
cool.
3 proposals and you
I
won the
submitted
third
3
one.
proposals and I got one.
You got started in April. How long did it take you to submit those 3?
I did within the next week. Within the next week or so, yeah, I submitted those.
So you won a contract when you got in our program. You won a contract a week or 2 later,
right? It was like the third. Was it the 3rd or 4th week?
The 3rd or 4th week.
Yeah, it was about the 3rd or 4th week. Yeah,
that's pretty quick.
Wasn't that nice?
That's really quick. That's really quick.
So like the week before, I was like, you know what, I can. And then the very next week, I was like, you know what, I think I can. I was like the little engine that could after then.
And now once you got that first one, you got that momentum. Yes. It's like, oh, I got one. Oh, it's 5 years, right? It's a 5-year contract.
Right, it's a 5-year pest control. I just was really excited about it, and I think I did underbid a little bit because I don't know if other people have experienced it, but I was scared to, put a lot on it. So I think I just put 10,000 on top of it.
Only 10,000. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you said only 10. I know, and I was just like, man, how?
No, that's good. That's fine. I'm joking though. I'm joking. 10. You're making 10,000 total for the whole 5-year contract.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's $10,000 that you didn't have before.
And that's okay. Baby steps, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I felt more confident with my next 2 that I'm still waiting to hear about, really putting it in there and really, doing the research, finding out, what makes sense.
Hey, don't click away. Oh yeah, you can't. It's my own ad. Hey, listen, do you want to know how to make 6 and 7 figures a year in government contracting? Do you want to know how to actually do the middleman strategy and work with me and my team of coaches? If you do, all you got to do is book a phone call with us. You can book a phone call at www.thecontractingblueprint.com. It should be on the screen somewhere, maybe above me. www.thecontractingblueprint.com is also linked below. So what we'll do is we'll do a free 45-minute to hour phone call. I take some of the phone calls as I can. My team members take the phone calls. And what we'll do is we'll make sure you understand the middleman strategy, and it will tell you about our services. If we're a good fit for you, if you're a good fit for us, we hope so. If we are, then we'll help you guys win your first contract as well. So if you're interested in our program, book a free phone call at the link above or below, and I'll see you guys there. All right, peace.
Absolutely. But let's put that in perspective though. Don't I know it sounds like, oh, it's only 10,000. I'm joking with you. I'm happy for you because to take 10,000, like a few weeks in, you submit some proposals. Over the next 5 years, this contract's going to pay you 10K profit. What's the total amount of the contract? The total amount?
They submitted 11,000, and then I submitted at 21.
20. So you still doubled it. Okay, so
I did.
You did perfect. So you hold on. Now we got to rewind. So you still did my process of doubling the price.
I did double it, right?
And you made 10K.
I did. That was nice. I felt good about it. But I was just like, man. And then I got it and I was so excited. And in the beginning, I had the nerves, like meeting with the CEO. And that was kind of, I was a little bit nervous. But once I start talking, I'm good. You may have noticed that, I'm a talker. So once we started talking, it was so great. So I was really excited. And, like I said, the program, if you stick to it and you just really research it, after you do the SF 1449, you just like, I know what it needs. So the more you do it, the more, so I want to open up to like a larger, because my partner only wants to do like janitorial, pest control, and lawn. Yeah. And you're saying that's like just a small percentage. I'm trying to encourage her to open it up so we can just do a lot more. Right. But yeah, I'm encouraged. And so that was my win. It was a big, it was, not in the scheme of thinking about other folks, but for me, it was a huge, huge win. And I used every single one of your techniques. Even when you told me that, being on the phone, how I over explain, like, oh, I'm from this, I'm doing middleman government strategy and everything. Just like, look, think of it like you're trying to get a plumbing job. Exactly. How much is it going to cost you to do this job? So even when I simplified that, it made my calls go faster. I was getting quotes a little bit faster. So nice. That's it. That's all I got. So I'm excited. So I think this is, I stepped out on faith and I think it's going to work out. And I think your support and the coach's support, I think it's just a really great program.
Hey, Miss Letitia, I don't really have any questions. I mean, you're very thorough in your explanation. I like that. everything I was going to ask you. Only thing else I can ask now is like, what tips would you give somebody else who was either A, how to do this, or B, or like why they should get a mentor?
Well, I think that you should get a mentor. That's important because you can sit in front of a computer and you can see sam.gov. You can look at a solicitation and you can look at it and it could totally look like Spanish to you. So if you don't have anyone that's right there to say, oh, that's standard. And then like when you're reading it, you got 60 pages of what is this? You're like, girl, scan through that stuff, scan through that. So you need someone to kind of, I've been through this, I've hit the hurdle, just like with any job, you need a trainer. You need someone to say, okay, let's get this not taking you 2 years to get it done. So I think the programming being so simplified and then doing the modules on our membership portal actually is just such a step by step. Everybody wants to tell you this is how you do government contracting. This is how you do government contracting. But to have someone actually have a guideline and an outline for you, I think that was the most critical part. The way you set it up, it's easy to follow. You're easy to listen to because you don't come off as, okay, I've done this. I'm making buku money. What I'm here for you. I could take this or leave this. You still seem excited about it. You're still submitting and you're still on fire about it. So that's another reason why it's encouraging. Because once you get to that page where you're mentoring, you're just like, okay, I'm just mentoring right now. Just keep paying me to mentoring. But because you're still on fire about it, it's so encouraging.
I appreciate that.
Just lay people like myself. I was nervous about this meeting because I looked at the one the other night where he made the 21K and he was just so, who was that? What's his name? James? He was so technical with his. He was just like, he had this, he did this, and he did this. And I said, I'm gonna come on here and say, well, put it in the crock pot. Submitted a proposal.
Hey, that's okay though. And someone needs to hear your story because that's why I like to do these. Because sometimes people see someone who's like, like kind of like Sean. Sean is like super technical, super like, he knows all his deals. He's with the government. He knows that. And then you got people a different background like yourself. That's like, oh, I submitted 3-1-1 because I just followed the system. Like people need to hear that perspective. So that's you're totally fine. Like, don't worry about your perspective and how you did it. Like you want to contract. You follow the system. That's all that matters.
I did. And I'm literally, when I tell you step by step, I was on your next word. Okay, what's next?
Yep. You were emailing me. You was emailing me. And I was like, just do this. Okay. I go get some quotes. Okay, now go submit another one. Now and then I'll be telling you honest with you, to submit 3. But just an income disclosure. For you to submit 3 and win one, that's rare. Like that's actually really that's really good.
What a blessing.
Yeah, that's really rare. So that you're so I want to prepare it, and this is a tip for everyone. I want to prepare you though. Your next one, how many have you submitted since then? How many proposals have you submitted?
I've submitted 4 and I'm waiting to hear.
4, and you got some you're waiting to hear from. I guess here's my tip for you. It's like, be prepared to win at any time. Of course, be prepared to win at any time. But also understand that, the way the math that we did it is always 1 out of 20. So like, I can't say that it's going to be like your next one's going to come at 20. I'm not saying that's the case. But like, if that does happen, don't get discouraged. Don't think like, oh, I won on number 3 and then my next one and then come to number 20. Like, what am I doing wrong? It's like, you're not doing nothing wrong. It's just that's how the numbers are going to shake out. So no matter what, you got some that are pending, so you are doing a great job. And I'm not saying it's going to be that way, but I don't prepare you for that. That makes sense?
Absolutely.
Because we've had some people that come out the gate, they win like their first week, and then like they win like 2 weeks later, and then they go like a month without a win. They're just like, oh my God, the world's coming to the end. I'm like, no, it's not. You just got to keep doing the same thing and follow the process, because sometimes they just shake out like that.
It does, because you actually, I submitted to, but I've actually worked, greater than 10 that either I didn't get an offer on or, I did it. So those were actually, everybody got their stuff in and everybody. So you work a lot more than actually you submit. So,
absolutely, 100%.
But I'm excited and I'm encouraged. And I think the win was just what I needed, just to say, you know what, you're on the right track, and whatever comes after that, I'm just prepared for it. It just gave me like confirmation that I'm doing it. And that was from all of you all support. But other than that, it's great. And I thank you.
Thank you, Miss Letitia. Thank you for being here. Thank you for these insights, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Let me ask you a question. Do you want to get started in government contracting, but you're too afraid to get started because you hear about all the paperwork, the capability statements, the certifications, the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Well, guess what? My name is Dr. West, and what I do is I help people make 6 and 7 figures in government contracting doing the middleman strategy. With the middleman strategy, we don't have the capability statements. We don't need the capability statements. I teach people how to work with subcontractors, partner together, and make money from home. Hey, listen, if you're interested in anything I just said, click the link below and get some more information, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.